Some of the richest people in Michigan might soon have to pay slightly more than nothing on their taxes to help fund our public schools.
If you pay nothing, you care nothing.
And well, they're already losing their minds over it. That's because a new petition called Invest in My Kids is trying to put a plan on the ballot in 2026 that would raise more than $1.7 billion for K-12 schools. And all of that money would come from a very specific place, the richest 1 to 2% of Michigan taxpayers, who, as expected, aren't too thrilled. This is So What Michigan, where we cut through the noise and pour one out for the billionaires who might finally have to start chipping in like the rest of us. Here's the deal. Michigan's public schools have been underfunded for decades. Classrooms are overcrowded, buildings are crumbling, and despite their best efforts, our lawmakers still haven't been able to shovel enough cash into our schools quickly enough to actually do something meaningful about it. So now, Michiganders are taking matters into their own hands. The Invest in My Kids petition would add a new 5% surcharge, only on taxable income above $500,000 for individuals and $1 million for couples. For everyone else earning less than that, nothing would change. Organizers say that amounts to a new tax for about 60,000 Michiganders, the richest 2%, tops. But that fee would end up generating about $1.7 billion a year for the state's school aid fund, all with annual audits that would be available to the public to help keep things honest. Organizers are actively collecting signatures to get this measure on the ballot, and supporters include teachers, students, the State Board of Education, and other groups like the Michigan Education Justice Coalition. The opponents? Well, you can probably guess. The Michigan Chamber of Commerce and a handful of ultra-wealthy groups are already calling it a jobs killer. The right-wing Mackinac Center even put out a whole scare sheet claiming this will send millionaires fleeing the state, even though Massachusetts already passed a similar plan with positive results. And despite what some groups claim, this is not a tax on small businesses. It's a surcharge that would only apply to individual income and only above $500,000. That's it. So what does this mean? Well, if Invest in My Kids gathers at least 446,000 valid signatures before next spring, we'll all get a chance to vote next fall on whether the wealthiest among us should pay a little more so that Michigan's kids can go to schools that aren't falling apart. And if voters approve it in 2026, Michigan would gain a new stream of revenue for public education, something no legislature can yank away on a whim, but it only gets to the ballot if Michiganders put it there. Organizers are shooting for 700,000 signatures just to be safe. So what? For years, Michigan leaders and lawmakers have bickered about how to fix public education, but in every budget, they've fallen short on the funds to actually make it happen. Now, voters might get the chance to fix things, or at least give our schools a few extra $1 billion to work with while they try to make it happen. This is one of several ballot petitions that are popping up across the state, and I'll be breaking each of them down so you know exactly what's coming before the 2026 election cycle kicks into high gear. Hit follow. I'll keep the news coming, and we'll dig into the next petition soon.